Oliver's Mill in Middleport is opening its doors this Monday, the 15th of September, for guided tours. A rare chance to step inside one of Stoke-on-Trent's forgotten industrial landmarks. Normally closed to the public, this site is now at the centre of an ambitious rescue plan. Thanks to the Teapot Factory CIC, there are hopes to save this derelict Flint mill and give it a new purpose, transforming it into a creative hub for food, drink, and independent businesses. The mill stands on Newport Lane, right beside the Trent and Mersey Canal. Built in 1909 by Oliver Sons of Burslem, already an established firm in the flint grinding trade, it was designed with 3 great calcining ovens, jumbo, middle and office. And these remarkable structures are now Grade 2 listed, standing as some of the last surviving examples of their type anywhere in the potteries. Flint was one of the most important ingredients in pottery manufacture. Raw stones, shipped into Liverpool docks from the south coast and beyond, were carried inland by canal boat to works like Oliver's. Here, men hauled them into the ovens, mixing them with coke and firing them for 3 days and nights. Once cooled, the stones were unloaded at the lower level, sieved to remove coal ash, and then taken to the grinding pans. There, they were crushed into a fine powder that was added to clay to make it stronger, and to give it that brilliant whiteness which helped shape Staffordshire's pottery and helped it dominate the world. Oliver's Mill was part of a network. A 1907 business directory lists flint works across the district. Goodwin's Mills in Middleport, Hammersley's Brown Hills Mill, Thomas Malkin's works on Newport Lane, and the North Staffordshire Pulverising Company. And the potteries depended on them all. When Oliver and Sons expanded here, they placed themselves at the heart of a busy industrial landscape. Maps from the 1890s show Newport Lane before the new mill appeared, and the land was already hemmed in by factories and chimneys. By 1909, Oliver's ovens had joined them, their bottle-shaped and rectangular stacks rising against a skyline thick with smoke. And the canal at their side was a lifeline, bringing in heavy stone and carrying out the powder that fueled the potteries. But life inside was tough. The firing cycle was relentless. Workers loaded heavy stones by hand, braving the fierce heat of the ovens. The grinding released clouds of fine dust, and with it, the ever-present risk of silicosis or potter's rot. It was a slow, deadly disease that claimed many lives, and this was the hidden cost of the beautiful pottery admired across the world, the labour and health of men and women who worked in places like Oliver's Mill. For more than 50 years, the ovens fired and smoked, but by the mid-20th century, the old methods were falling out of use. Safer and more efficient techniques replaced them, and around 1964, Oliver's Mill fell silent. The landscape around it shifted too. To the south stood Shelton Steelworks, whose chimneys dominated the area until the 1980s, and when much of that became the 1986 National Garden Festival, Oliver's Mill remained untouched, a relic of an earlier industrial world. And by 2000, the last rolling mills had closed, and Newport Lane became a forgotten corner of Middleport. And yet, the ovens survived. Jumbo, middle and office still stand, their shapes visible along the canal, each a monument to a process that once kept the pottery industry alive. They remain protected by Grade 2 listing and form part of the Trent and Mersey Canal Conservation Area, alongside the famous bottle kilns of Middleport Pottery and Price and Kensington. And now, over a century since they were built, Oliver's Mill may yet have a new life. The Teapot Factory CIC is leading the way, bringing together local creatives, business leaders and heritage specialists. Inspired by the regeneration of Digbeth and Birmingham and Liverpool's Baltic Triangle, they see Oliver's as a place for food halls, independent traders and studios, a new cultural hub rooted in heritage. With Festival Park and the Etruria Valley Business Park growing nearby, and proposals for a new pedestrian bridge across the canal, this forgotten site could soon be connected again, bridging old industry and new enterprise. And this Monday, from 4 until 6, you can be a part of that story. Tours are free and there's no booking required. You can step inside history and see the 3 Grade 2 listed ovens up close, and imagine the men who once worked here, and then look to the future and imagine what this remarkable place could yet become. So make sure that you go online and search for the Teapot Factory CIC and Oliver's Mill, and make sure that you're following along with their story on social media. Thanks for watching, and if you love local history and you want to know more about our local area, then head over to the Red Haired Stokey and make sure that you're either subscribed or that you've signed up for my newsletter. Thank you.